Hello, this is Seth
and Drew, and
we are more than surviving.
Welcome, this is episode 2
on self-esteem and motivation.
Hey everyone, this week has been a little bit tricky for us. We learned a lot about self-esteem and motivation, so we thought we'd actually bring this up because it's very important.
So for me, definitely, I've been struggling a lot with my self-esteem lately. In general, there's a pretty big overarching theme. It's just that my self-esteem keeps plummeting. I really couldn't figure out exactly why. Over the years, I would feel good about myself some days, but most days not really feel that great about myself. I would say that one of the biggest struggles that I've had is just feeling like I don't stand out. Feeling like I'm not worth noticing, or I'm not worth remembering. I'm not worthy of people's time. They shouldn't listen to me. I've really struggled with self-esteem a lot. You know, this past week has been a really big eye-opener for me, and I would love to talk to you guys more about it. But to get started, I really want to just give you a quick definition of what self-esteem means. I'm looking at it here on dictionary.com. They define it as confidence in one's own worth or abilities. There's self-respect. It also says that our self-esteem encompasses beliefs about ourselves, as well as our emotional states. It kind of makes a lot of sense. The way that we think about ourselves, the thoughts that go through our mind, and the thoughts that we give importance to, that's going to play out in how we feel throughout the day. It's going to play out in how we feel we look, or how we talk to people, or how we view other people, how we view the world. It's just been a really big issue for me lately. I would say that for a long time, I've honestly viewed myself as, a plain Jane, like somebody that's not really someone that people would remember. I tend to be a little bit more introverted sometimes. It can be hard for me to get a word in conversations. The more that I've been thinking about it, I've really been wanting to stand out, and I've really been wanting people to notice me. And that's honestly where I realized this entire dreadlock journey started. I really wanted to do something completely different. I wanted to feel unique and creative and express myself in some way. And I thought the dreadlocks would be really great for me. But this past week, I really learned that I wasn't doing it for the right reasons. I thought that I wanted that type of hairstyle just to express myself, but I started realizing that that's actually not what I wanted at all. I wanted it because I wanted to feel like I stood out. And even once I had them and I was wearing the extensions and everything, I was still being down on myself. Like I was still telling myself really negative things. That's when it really clicked in my head this past week. You know what? I'm not doing this for the right reasons. I don't need to be having these. This isn't good for me. This isn't really my way of expressing myself.
Also, anybody who has dreadlocks, it's insane. You have to do so much work.
Yeah. I was spending hours every single day trying to do it right, basically. Mm-hmm. And at the sacrifice of my own comfort, by the way. I absolutely love being able to run my fingers through my hair. Mm-hmm. I've got this little, scalp stimulator type of thing. Yeah, it's like a massager or something, but it's just that kind of stuff really boosted my day. I would do that. It immediately make me feel relaxed. I realized when I got dreads, I was like, this isn't even comfortable for me. Why would I even make myself uncomfortable just to, get compliments from a few people? It wasn't for the right reasons. I was looking at this article that the Washington Post published just a few years ago. They actually found from research that by age 5, that is when our self-esteem is as strong as adults, which I thought was really interesting. By the time you're 5 years old, you already have that strong sense of self-esteem, and everything that happens from the time you're 5 to now, basically, can influence the way you think about yourself, right?
It can.
Yeah.
It picks you apart.
Exactly. It picks you apart without you even realizing it, because we don't have that knowledge base at that age to be able to know, horrible things are happening, whether it's trauma, or whether it's a bully, or whether it's just a rude comment that your parent made, or a friend. And that kind of stuff sticks to that subconscious, and you don't even get the chance to combat that and really really fix and strengthen your self-esteem. So it ends up piling up over all these years. I mean, wouldn't you say so?
I really would say so. I definitely agree, especially with the comfort.
Yeah, so pretty much realized that my comfort is more important than what other people think of me. I realized that I really need to be focusing on my self-esteem. Like, I really need to be building this and reminding myself that I don't need to look interesting or cool or unique, or I don't need to look any certain way, because the right people that actually want to be in my life, the people that find me interesting just for what I have to say, are the people that are going to be worth spending my time with. And the people that find me bland or boring or uninteresting, they're not worth my time. That really doesn't matter. That's a big reason why I decided to cut my hair. You'll see it on the Instagram post that I'll be posting soon, or may have already posted by the time this is published. But cut my hair really short. It's the shortest it's honestly ever been.
Mind you, we did spend 6 hours brushing out the dreads first. We did do that, so we had to brush them out before you got them cut.
So it took a really long time, and it did a lot of damage to the bottom of my hair. But I'm okay with that. I mean, my hair is very healthy now. It's cut in the right way for it to grow out, because I think it would be really nice to just, be as authentic as I can be and really work on the inside rather than just trying to change the outside.
I don't know if anybody knows this, but I'm very proud of Seth. She's gone through a lot. When I first met her, she had a septum ring. She used to wear that all the time, and I think she did the same thing. She also had contacts. Oh my God, the first time I met Seth, she had these bright tealish blue contacts. The first thing I said to her is, "Are you wearing contacts?" And she's like, "Oh my God, you're calling me out." And I was like, "Yeah." First time I got to see her eyes, and I told her how much I loved her natural eyes. Because I do love Seth when she's in her most natural state. She doesn't need to do anything else just to be herself.
I think that's honestly something that all of us can relate to. We're fine just the way we are. We don't need to sit here and try to change ourselves, make ourselves uncomfortable by doing all these different things that just aren't us. It doesn't always feel right. We need to start embracing who we are and loving ourselves for who we are. I mean, we're here for a reason. We have something unique to contribute.
It's very true.
Yeah, so Drew's going to be talking to you next about her biggest lesson now, which had a lot to do with motivation.
To give you the quickest background I could possibly give you, ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to be like a writer. Pretty much what I've always wanted to do. I remember the first time I told my family, I was 11 years old, and I said I want to be a writer. And I was told, get used to eating beans out of a cardboard box. I remember my family was saying I was pretty much going to be homeless because there was no joy or money or really anything in writing. And I mean, even though I still love writing, I'm just so scared to try sometimes because of what they said, and because it really did play a lot into how I felt about it. And these are the people that I love the most, so of course they hurt me the most. And then every time I would try to do something or wanted to do something or had so much energy to try to do something, somebody in my family would tell me something negative. Mainly my father. He's not always the best motivator, but it did do a lot of damage to me, which made me realize that for the last 30 years I've been holding myself back. When it comes to my mental health, I rock it, I push past it. When it comes to building up other people, I rock it, I push. Sitting there talking to me about your problems, I'll help you through them. I will do everything I can to make you a better person. But I always seem to put myself on the back burner. And I had to learn that I needed to motivate myself, and I didn't need to keep my family to motivate me. And honestly, it took one day for Seth to tell me the truth, that I wasn't doing anything, that I wasn't looking for the right jobs, or I wasn't applying myself enough, and she wanted to know why. And the more we thought about it, the more I thought about it, it's in the fear of the unknown, which is the fear of success, is being scared of not knowing what the heck's gonna happen, which is very common apparently, but it also comes down to motivation. Nobody motivated me. Nobody believed in me. I had to learn to believe in myself. It's the hardest lesson I've ever had to learn, but it does go back into self-esteem. It does go back into who I am. And just to let you know, I'm putting this out there because I'm really excited about it. I will have my first book published on Amazon on Friday, and it's going to be called Asher the Aspie. I've been working on it every day. As I told myself like a year ago, I wanted to publish this, but I've been so scared about what would happen or doing everything that I let it stop me. So I'm really excited about it, but I'm putting it out there because I'm doing it. I'm really excited. I'm motivating myself despite all the fear, despite what everybody else told me, because if nobody else did believe in me until Seth came along, I believe in me, and that's really what matters.
And I have all the faith in the world in you. I think that you can do so many things. I want to be your number one supporter and number one motivator, but I also want you to be your number one supporter and motivator. And for any of you out there who have struggled with motivation, both of us have struggled with it, and we've seen so many people many people
Waste their
struggle.
lives.
They just pick something and they stick with it, but they leave it at that. They don't try to really make it fulfilling.
And that's the hardest lesson I had to learn for myself this week, was to motivate myself despite the fact that nobody maybe believed me. I need to learn to believe in myself. That's where my self-esteem comes in.
I definitely think it's hard, I mean, obviously there's times when we're going to need to get by. There's times when we're going to need to get a job for the money so that we can make it through. But I guess our goal and our hope for everybody else is that it doesn't stay that way forever. That you find something that lights you up. That in whatever job you have, you find a way to take it an extra mile. Stay passionate to create your own programs or come up with a new goal for your company or whatever it is that you want to do, that you put yourself and do it just for the sake of doing that for yourself.
So it's not about what type of job it is. It matters what type of job it is for you. And that's what matters.
As far as motivation, maybe it's really just about the reason. That's what it is for what you're doing. Like, what is it that's really propelling you and helping you grow as a person?
Exactly. And I had to learn that. Just like Seth had to cut her hair a few days ago, I had to learn to grow.
Yeah, so we really hope that you guys can take some heed from our advice. If you have anything else that you would like to add, please feel free to email us. You can contact us on our website. We also are going to be posting up blogs on the website that you can check out. We're each going to basically talk about some of the thoughts that we were going through in our deepest moments with these lessons. Pretty much the nitty-gritty of what we were going through, the pain that we were going through, and how we got through it, how we got to where we are now.
Yeah, how we're combating it and how we're going to be combating it every day, because it's not like I'm sitting there, I'm cured all of a sudden this week.
Right.
No, I'm pushing myself every day because I have to change my habits.
Right.
And I understand that.
We are now more aware, and that means that we can now do something about it.
Exactly.
And I'm really excited for that.
And I hope you have a wonderful day and hope you learn to be more than surviving.
Thank you for listening.
Tune in next week.